Greetings. We can get started now. I'm Pam Johnson. I'm the Executive Director of the Donald W. Reynolds Journalism Institute. Welcome to you. It's rewarding to us that you are here tonight in the name of journalism and at a time of transformational change. Our moderator tonight is Mike Fancher, who led the Seattle Times to multiple Pulitzers and many, many other successes over the years. It's an honor for me to introduce Mike because we have been colleagues over the years. We worked together in Kansas City at the Star when we were beginning our careers. The Star was a great teaching newspaper. Many of our colleagues became leaders in the field of journalism and have won many awards and so forth. None of us were surprised by the success that Mike Fancher has had. He was always a leader in helping us talk through situations in the newsroom. He has a strong journalistic compass. So, fast forward to last summer. Mike's career has met well, I'm not going to say it's met your end because you have a whole other career here now, Mike. But we were able to work a deal that he could come and be a part of our very first class of fellows here at the Institute. Now, what has transpired in this year has been a great reflection, really, for all of us, not just Mike and the dedicated work he has been doing. But there was something else here for Mike, and it was the guidance of the journalist's creed and the wisdom of Walter Williams. And that truly is why we are here tonight and why Mike is going to guide us through an entertaining and very meaningful next part of his project. So, Mike?
Thank you, Pam. I first read the Journalist Creed when I was a sophomore in high school working for my high school newspaper. And I think I tried to live up to this creed for the nearly 40 years that I was a practicing journalist. It was something that resonated to me and that I often talked to the public about when I would go out and talk about what I called public service journalism. And as I was winding down my career, I was thinking harder and harder about this kind of journalism and the risks that it is exposed to in this day and age. And that's how I came very much by chance to be doing this fellowship, looking at the question of, well, what's the journalist creed for the 21st century? Do we need to rethink it? Do we need to renew it? And that brought me to an interview with Ronald Farrar, who had written this book, A Creed for My Profession, the biography of Walter Williams. And so I interviewed him, and in the course of the interview I thought, I have to bring this man to Columbia so that we can all talk about what would Walter Williams do. He knows, well, I know there are a lot of people in this room who know a lot about Walter Williams, but he knows a lot about Walter Williams. And he told me, well, the real expert on Walter Williams is Dean Mills. So we put this evening together with this in mind. Ronald Farrar was awarded his PhD from the University of Missouri in 1964. His advisor was Dr. William Howard Taft, who's with us tonight. He is distinguished, Dr. Farrar is Distinguished Professor Emeritus at the University of South Carolina, and in his last 2 years there before his retirement, he served as Interim Dean of the College of Journalism and Mass Communications. And there is more in your program about his career, so I won't say more than that, except that his biography of Walter Williams was published by the University of Missouri Press in 1998. Dean Mills was awarded his PhD from the University of Illinois in 1981. His research interests include international journalism, journalism ethics, cross-cultural journalism, and qualitative methods. And as I say, Dr. Farrar insists that Dean Mills is the expert on Walter Williams. I would say one other thing that I think, two other things that I think are important. He came here as dean in 1989, 20 years ago, which is quite an accomplishment. And Pam Johnson says that the person who was the visionary behind the Reynolds Journalism Institute is Dean Mills. So I think we're delighted to be here tonight with him. So we're going to start the evening by watching a 12-minute video about the Journalist Creed. It was produced by the Missouri Press Association. It's quite wonderful. Usually when I talk to groups about the Creed, I try to get people to read the Creed so we're all on the same page, literally. Well, tonight we're going to see a video that puts us all on the same page about the purpose of the Creed. I want to introduce Doug Cruz. Doug, raise your hand over there. He's the executive director of the Missouri Press Association, and he was nice enough to let us use the video tonight and put it on the RJI website.